everyone, in tonight's video I want to show you my flow of thoughts how I tie this fly, but before that I would like you to check on one account that inspired me to tie this fly. It's James Lind, or Once in the Way in Instagram. And also I would like you, if you can, subscribe to my channel, comment down below, like it, share it. It really helps grow of my channel, and it helps other people to see my videos. So if you think it's useful, if you think it can help to someone else, please give it a like, share, comment down below and subscribe. Now, how it goes. Very simple. First step was to I was tying deer hair, and I came up with obviously hedgehog, nothing new. I was just stacking it, practicing hiding of the head. If it makes sense, it will as you go into the video. And hedgehog is a fine one, but I wanted a little bit more life to it. So what I did CDC in a dubbing loop, but instead of just doing that and leaving it like so, I added a little nice detail. That's wing case cover, and it actually has the roll to split those legs to the sides. Now I wanted to improve that one a little bit more, and then I added some soft hackle from the hen, chicken soft hackle, this yellow one here, as a structure for the CDC. But then I thought, come on, I have those wings, no need to add that, because those wings are buoyant enough. So I came up with the final fly that was actually inspired by James Lind, or Once in the Way account, and this is this fly. So without any further ado, let's just get into tying. And the first thing first, I'll start with a hook, and this is going to be barbless hook. It's dry fly light by RX in size 12. Next step is to attach some thread, and this is as you can see, this is UTC 70 denier. I'm just going to start a little bit like shy of the eye, cover the body, and this is it. Now at this point I'm going to cut the excess here, and I'll take my first clump of the hair. I'm using, for this purpose, I'm using mule deer in natural, and I'm going to make the tail first. This bundle of hair is going to be the smallest one, but every bundle of hair, like common denominator, would be cleaning off the underfur and short hairs. So you can choose not to stack this one here, but I will stack it because it's easier, looks nicer. And let me just show you. Yeah, this one was not stacked. I didn't even stack the wings. I didn't stack anything here. I was just actually pulling the deer hair as neatly as I could to get the result as I showed you. Now, first segment is going to be like so. I'm going to decide that I'll use just tiny little bit of this gray part to extend the hook, and this is going to be my reference thing. So if I tie series of this fly, I will know how long I want my tail to be. So I also know where I want to cut my hair here. So this is going to be it. Now, catch your, well, first spin your thread counterclockwise, so it will jump a little bit to your hands, to your left hand, and then just, as you can see, catch this by the tips and then cover those tips. And by covering tips, this is the technique I want to teach you here, one of the techniques. covering the tips. So this, you can just move it to the front and you'll get nice neat wings and nice neat head, as you can see. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of dubbing here. Dubbing is mounted clockwise. So this is it. I'm just gonna cover it up, pull those tail, pull it upwards and cover it a little bit with dubbing. It will direct the tail upwards a little bit, which will, as a consequence, allow your body of the fly to soak in the water film a little bit better. Just check, is everything right? It is. Now I'm just gonna pick up the next bundle, and as you can see it's almost aligned, so no need for stacking if you're not going to be neat. But I'm going to be neat here and I'm gonna stack it. But depending on how you pick up the hair from the pelt, sometimes you don't even need to stack it. It depends on the angle. Now I hope that my voice is going to be loud enough. My kid is sleeping in another room, and for those of you who have kids, you know that sometimes we just need to be a little bit quiet. So I'm just gonna stack another bundle here. The only downside of this particular piece of pelt that I have of mule deer is that it has too much underfur. Now you'll see the underfur at the tips, which I will going to remove. And I'm also going to stack it one more time. Or not. No, it's fine. So now I'm gonna keep an angle, and that angle is going to follow along the fly. Rather steep angle, as you can see. So I'm just gonna transfer my hands now, and I'm gonna catch where I wanted to cut it. Now you don't have to be super accurate when you do this one, because you can always cover the excess tips along the body here. Now again, spin your thread counterclockwise, catch this by the tips more or less. You can just go even more if you want, like so. 2 turns, and then pull up and push at the same time with your index finger. Push towards you, and this pulls up. Pulls up, pulls up, pulls up, pulls up, pulls up, pulls up. As you can see, it's nice, neat, head-like thread wrap here. Now I'm gonna go to the front, create a little bit of taper, because I didn't cut it by an angle, so I created this abrupt fall off. Now repeat the process of adding dubbing, and as you can see, the dubbing noodle is not neat at all. It's rather thick compared to what I usually do. I'll repeat the process. I'll pull upward and those wings upwards, because I want to freeze them in this position. Now I'll check what I did. Satisfied. Everything is above the hook shank as I want it to be. Now I'll do the third bundle, and usually the third one is the final one. And 3 bundles of hair is like literally you would use this amount of hair for maybe 2 or 3 regular flies, so it's a very buoyant one. Now as I progress towards the hook eye, I usually add a little bit more of the hair. Again, take it by the very tips. As you can see, there is a lot of underfur here, so I want to remove it. I'll take it by the very tips, pinch hard, and go with my Velcro through those butt ends. And still there will be some left, because as I said, not the best piece of pelt, but the finished fly looks amazing, floats amazing, so that's fine. Just a it can make trouble when you stack it, because underfur will interlock those hairs, and it's a little bit difficult to stack in that way. Okay, now as you can see, this one is perfectly stacked. Those tips are perfectly aligned. You can like literally see the line over here. Now I'm gonna repeat the angle, as you can see here, and I'm going to do this. Catch it, transfer. Okay, spin your thread towards, well, hook counterclockwise, sorry. Okay, 1, 2, upwards. I'll go to the front. I cover those tip ends nicely, and now let's add some more. No, sorry, my mistake. Let's add some CDC for the wing cover, and it will actually separate your legs, well, not your legs but fly's legs, properly. I'm gonna use nice hackle here. I'll just run down the hook shank, and then as you can see, I just made here a little bit of thread wraps, consecutive thread wraps, so I can pull this and catch it by the very tips. Okay, enough space for the head. Okie dokie. Now let me see, not bad. I'll just go a little bit more up and down to create this taper, proper taper. Okay, good. Now let's make details that I usually don't make. So usually you can use some kind of tweezers for this, but I'm going to use my scissors, gentle grab, and then on the lower flame just go slowly. Okay, this would be okay. Then another side, again slowly. Now I'll measure the width, and this is a little bit too wide, I'd say, so I'll just make it a little bit more narrow. This should be perfect. Now of course you need to wait for it to get cool, so I'll just leave it on the side. Thread base here, nice. Hope I won't drop them. I almost did. Okay, now it's safe. Now, obviously, figure of eights will secure this thing. Okay, I want to make it even from both sides. Now it looks like Sid from Ice Age. For those of you who like cartoons, you'll know what I'm talking about. And what I like to do, instead of just like normal figure of eights, I like to do those figure of eights, because I find those to be more useful than regular ones. Now, what you can also do, I forgot to do that again. Well, sorry guys for this. Now, what you can do is add some dubbing and just cover this a little bit towards the back. I mean, you're going to cover this with your CDC. So I'm just using tiny little bit of rabbit's fur. And this rabbit's fur is mixed with some UV dubbing, same mixture as I would use with my squirrel dubbing. Same, exact the same. A little bit more. And this looks perfect. And one more, that's it. Now I want to flatten my thread. Split it with a needle. I like to put it near the hook, so I'll just slide everything up the thread, spin the bobbin clockwise. Okay, I'll go closer with the thread. Now some people would just do this and put it on one side. I don't find it necessary, I can just do it like so. And this is it. Now here we have like just enough room for the head, maybe a little bit less. So and just do some hair job here, like a hairdresser, and then fold this over, keep it flat, help it with your nail if you want. 1, 2, no need for more. And then let's transfer to the front. And 1, 2. Now let's be smart and just go back. So now I didn't crowd the eye. This is improvisation because I made a mistake. I didn't leave enough room for the head here. So just cut it like so and do one whip finish as such. Again, do your whip finish with flat thread because it will lay more flat, obviously, and it will if you have round thread, it creates bumps and lumps. I'm quoting now Mr. Wayne Llewellyn, who actually taught me this thing, and the whip finish won't lay properly. And look at this, only 3 turns. Pull towards the back, tighten it. Now I'm gonna do, because this looks ugly, we would agree on that, everyone here, I'll just do the hidden whip finish knot. Nice tight noodle. Oops. Ah, yeah. Good. Okay. Now what I want you to pay attention about this fly is a couple of things. Thread control before everything, stacking of hair, catching the hair, and mounting the eyes, obviously. And I think that would be it. Now let's do the whip finish here. Just cover it. Okay, I did a little bit more than usual, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it very tight. Okay, I need my scissors. Now final cut. Cut the bottom because I want this caddis to lie flat on the water. This kind of caddis, obviously because of a lot of movement, you can use on any kind of water. A flat one, rough one, whatever you want. If you just use elk, I prefer to use it on a little bit rougher water, but when you add CDC, it adds kind of magic to your fly, which in return makes it more, well, it catches more fish, makes it more efficient, effective. So this would be it. A little bit of legs that will just go over the surface, eyes just for the sake of beauty of this fly, a little bit of flesh to suggest some life, to add it to make it a little bit like a tractor pattern, or suggest a trailing shock maybe. Those wings are stacked like this because it will make it buoyant in almost any conditions. So you can apply your floatant to the wings, to the legs, everywhere. It won't affect the buoyancy of the fly in a negative way.